Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Chahak Sharma, and today we're gonna start with Indian economy. And yes, it's my favorite subject, and I think it's become your favorite also when I teach you. So let's get started. Don't waste any time further. So we have to read Indian economy in 1950 to 1990. Okay, so you may already know if you're a student of economics and commerce that in 1990 the reforms of economic reforms that we called as LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization are emerged into being. And by these reforms, there are many, you know, many things happen, and economic revolution in India has also been seen. So let's get started. So I'll dictate you a little bit about Indian economy 1950 to 1990, and then we go forward the case studies, and we have to analyze case studies in a systematic manner because from the past 5 years, I have seen in your class 12th and class 11th also that there are case studies, and children, what do they wrong? They just thought that they have to read and they have to pick questions, pick answers from the case studies, but it is not the case. We have to analyze the case studies in a proper manner. Okay, so let's get started. So, what do you mean by capitalistic? So, when we talk about capitalistic economy, it consists of capital economy. Okay, so what is capital? If you are a commerce student, yes, you are a commerce student. So you have to understand that what is capital. Capital is the amount that is invested in a business. Okay, now capitalistic economy, it corresponds to the economy which is of capital nature, so it comprises of private players, and the role of the government is less. We have to think critically that what is the role of government in it, what have been the name suggest. Okay, so capitalistic means it is a profit making economy. Okay, and profit is making by the entrepreneurs and the businesses and the private players. Okay, so it is a more capitalistic, more money economy, we could say that. Now, socialistic economy refers to the social or the society itself. Okay, it refers to the welfare of the people, whether we make profit or not, but we have to satisfy the society in which we live. Okay, now mixed economy. So as the name suggests, mixed economy refers to the mix of both capitalistic as well as socialistic. So these are three types of economies, and our India is which economy? Comment. So our India is a mixed economy which comprises of capitalistic qualities as well as socialistic qualities in itself. Okay. Now, when we come to know about economic planning, what is economic planning? Have you ever heard about planning that you might also plan something that this is this subject I have to read, and afternoon after dinner this subject I have to read. So this is basically a planning. So in our India, which is a very vast country, and we have to plan our economy also, our resources also. So this is about economic planning. Okay, so economic planning consists of goals which are short term and long term. Okay, now long term maybe a period after 20 years. Okay, and within 20 years, this is short term goals. So can you imagine what is the long term goals of India? Now, for example, if we have to remove poverty, it doesn't happen within 6 days, 7 days, or 5 years. Okay, 2 years, it is a long term plan. So removing poverty, eradicating the poverty is a long term goal. Okay, now modernization, self reliance, economic growth, equity, full employment, these are a sub parts of long term planning. Okay, and what are the short term plans that we have? Short term plans like improvement in agriculture, improvement in infrastructure. Basically, short term plans are the means that we have to achieve to go into the ends that are long term plans. Okay, so this is, these terms are interrelated to each other, so we have to analyze what is, have to be seen in a periodic and a systematic manner. Okay, now can you name some problems that India are facing today, or India will face, and India have faced in the past years? These are institutional problems. These are technical, general problems. Okay, so these problems are wholly related to the economy. Okay, now have you ever thought that why we read economy? Economics is a subject that is to be read, and why it is to be read? It is to be read because of the limited resources that we have. We have very limited resources, and to the utilization of these limited resources we have many much bigger population, and India is the largest population in the world. So we have to be, very concerned about our resources that we are using optimally, so that we have institutional and economic and many more problems in our country, but we are resolving it. Have be optimistic. Now, so this is a basic intro of the economy, Indian economy. Now I thought that we have to be, don't do rote learning. Okay, this is nothing, that we have going to our past 5 years, but we have to analyze things properly, and have to look the practical application of these things in our life. Okay, so I have read a case study, and for that you have to analyze it very properly. Okay, so I'll be reading a case study for you guys. I hope you cooperate with me as much as possible. So this is a case study I'm reading, and please listen carefully. And if you are, you know making be not aware of these case study, it is very important. And if you are a serious aspirant or a student, you have to have a pen or a paper in your table. Okay, so I'm going ahead now. The performance of Indian economy during the period of first 7-year plans 1950 to 1990 was satisfactory, if not very impressive. Okay. On the eve of independence, India was an industrially backward country, but during this period of first 7 plans, industries became far more diversified. With the stress being laid on the public investments in the industrial sector, the policy import substitution led to the production of domestic industries against the foreign producers, but we failed to promote a strong export surplus. Okay. Now, although public sector expanded to a larger extent, but it could not bring desired level of improvement in secondary sector. Excessive government regulations prevented the natural trajectory of growth of entrepreneurship, as there was no competition, no innovation, and no modernization. On the front of the industrial sector, many public sector undertakings, that are PSUs, incurred huge losses due to operational inefficiencies, red tapeism, poor technology, and other similar reasons. The PSUs even continued to function because it was difficult to close a government undertaking even if it is drain on country's limited resources. On the agriculture front, due to the measures taken under the Green Revolution, India more or less became self-sufficient. Now, in the production of food grains, so the need of reforms of economic policy was widely felt in the context of changing global economic scenario to achieve desired goal in the country and the growth. So this is the case study, and you might miss a word. You have to backwards to the video and analyze it properly. And the questions are these are the questions. Now, first is, which of the following was not a reason for the public sector to play a major role in the initial phase of an Indian economic planning? So, which is not? You have to underline the keyword not. Now, the options are given: Private entrepreneurs lacked sufficient capital for investment. I think, this is not the reason. Government aimed for social welfare. The market was big enough to encourage private industrialists for investment, and the government wanted to protect the indigenous producers from foreign competition. So, when we read this case study, the answer comes that market was very big enough to private players. Okay, and so this is the answer, option C. Now, second question is inward looking trade policy aimed at substituting imports with domestic production, B. Substituting imports of consumer goods with capital goods, following an open economy model, and the last one is restrictions on movement of current flows. So you have to answer that because it is a easy question. Now the third one is mechanization of the Indian agriculture was one of the cause of green revolution in India. Now the given statement is, so analyze the question properly. Mechanization of Indian agriculture was one of the cause of green revolution. Is it true? Yes or not? Yes, it is true. So this is it, guys, and I hope you like this case study and analyze it properly. Without going with the answer, you have to analyze it properly and think about the reasons, the consequences, and you have to practice more to get clarity in the case study, because now board exams are much oriented towards case studies. Okay. So this is it, and I hope you like this lecture, and for further queries, comment below, subscribe to my channel. I'm working hard, please. So yes, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon below. So thank you very much. Bye bye. Hope take care of all of you. Bye bye.